Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are y'all doing today? Good? Good? Good. Everybody cool? I know I am. Oh, we made it another day, didn't we? Yes, we did. I just got my coffee made. Got my coffee cup. Got my yarn. Thought I'd do a hello and answer some comments that's coming in and talk to everybody. I tell you, when I woke up this morning, I was so relaxed. It's been a week since I've been relaxed, you know, and feeling calm. Even though I've been crocheting up a fool's mind to stay calm, I finally made it. I'm cool and I'm good. I'm good. Here's Teresa Davis giving me hugs and giving us all hugs and coffee and yarn and big old hugs. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning to you. We all love you, Teresa. And here's Bonnie Myers. Says, yes, I got one and I've cooled off. Oh, you got an air conditioner, heat pump? Says, I'm using Mandela in the color of Pixie. You know, I grew up without air conditioner. When I got married, we bought a mobile home, and that was my first air conditioner. That was also the first time I ever used an electric stove, too. Wow. I was used to a wood cook stove. Burnt everything I tried to cook. My heat pump wasn't that old. The man who put it in took advantage of an old widow. He messed it up royally and then wouldn't come back and work on it. I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Got up yesterday and couldn't walk on my left foot. Oh my. You got the bad left foot? I have a bad left foot. That is so small world. Oh my. And it's acting up pretty good right now. It's my left foot, ankle or something. It just hurts so bad. It swells. But I feel sorry for you, girl. Oh my goodness, yes. Eisenhower was the first president I can remember. We are around the same age, aren't we? My brothers were both in the military, and two of my brothers-in-law were. One fought in Vietnam, and the other was in Germany in the same regiment as Elvis Presley. Really? Really? What did he say about him? Anything? I bet he did have something to say, didn't he? I fix scrambled eggs with cheese and onions. Two of my kids like pickled eggs. I grew up on the farm. We had chickens, goats, sheep, hogs, rabbits, and a cow. We didn't own the farm. My dad worked on it. Made $94 a month. And that was pretty good pay back then. Believe it or not. Looking back, my daddy, anyway, there were 7 of us. We raised everything we ate. Made our own lard and meal. Really? Oh my goodness. You are an expert. You could be teaching YouTube how to survive off the grid. You know that? You could, buddy. Only bought flour, coffee, sugar at the store. Yeah, that was the days, wasn't it? Really, that was the days. Now we depend on those commercial grocery stores for everything. Everything. I mean, everything. I mean, I tried to grow tomatoes out here today, you know, this year in my little courtyard. Bloomed like crazy, no bees. You know, if I had to live on what I grew out here in my courtyard, because none of the neighbors, they raise anything, so I couldn't go over their house and say, can I switch a tomato for squash, or do you have any extra eggs this week? Or, you know, it was not like we had to go. We just maintained ourselves, and we may go back to that. Our children and our grandchildren may, but maybe or maybe not. I don't know. But it is a sure way of surviving, you know. I think back on that, and you know, we just went out and picked what we wanted for supper or lunch. But Mom was cooking all the time. I mean, she cooked almost all the time. If we weren't in the fields, we were cooking or canning or whatever we had to do, you know. Yes, but it was a good life. So all your brothers come home from now, did they? Yes, it's amazing what we've lived through, isn't it? And we're still here. We're still here. But do we have the memories? I'm surprised they don't have children in school go and interview folks like us. They could get a lot of history. It wouldn't be maybe exact dates or exact names of places, but it would be the general life coach of the time of the war, or the history of the last 100 years or the last 50 years. It's just, all they've got is YouTube and books, and I guess they study history of the United States or states. I don't know. I do believe that they could learn from us like we learned from our grandparents, but you know, it's just the way it is. I don't think education's set in that direction, but the kids that are living off the grid and living on the farms, they're getting their life coaching right there, you know, because I don't even believe the high schools anymore even teach home economics. I mean, you know, it's more like how to do something on your computer and how to get your work done on a computer. But you're absolutely right, Bonnie, and I hope your left foot gets better, because I wish mine did too. Some days I just can't walk at all. It hurts so bad. And I'm taking medicine for it too. Oh well, we'll come through that. We always do, and if we don't, we don't. Oh, this is the way it is. This is the way it is. Hello, Jill. Jill says, you know what? You're talking about how important all of us are. Your subscribers are to you. Well, please understand and realize that you are also just as important to each one of us, too. Every day I look forward to seeing and talking to you. You have become an important part of each of our lives. You're my kind of human being, and I sure do love you. Well, thank you. Thank you. You know, there I was being selfish, wasn't I? Oh, poor beautiful me. You're so important to me. Not thinking that I might be important to you. Oh, that's a selfish side of me, I guess, comes through. Thanks for pointing it out, Jill. Right on target, girl. Thank you. I know. Thank you so much. It does mean a great deal to me to know you're out there. It really does. Oh, you're funny. You're funny, but so true. Oh, no, true when I realize I have to. Anyway. Maribel is hooked. Is that Clyde dancing? Maribel? Yes, that was. That was Clyde walking across the floor. I've got hardwood floors. And so his claws are real long. Even though I keep cutting them, he's such an old dog, they grow out like every month or so. And he sounds like he's tap dancing, especially once he wants to go out. Yeah, you did that perfectly. Love all the pictures at the end of your video. I'm smiling now after your chit-chat. Yes, I said smiling to the camera. Yes, I did. Y'all know I'm talking about. But it's true. Go to your mirror and smile, and somebody smiles back at you. it just makes you either laugh or cry, one or the other. Oh, one or the other. Oh, here's Daniel. Hello from Montreal. I looked this morning on my YouTube stuff and realized that the last video made was a month ago. On my mind, I had an impression that I'd done it only a week ago. How time flies. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? In particular, when you are retarded. Gosh, I love what you said. It is so accurate. We are a silent, many YouTubers would do anything to clickbait viewers because most of those channels are monetized. I would never expect to get anything back from YouTube because there is no income that is worth my freedom of speech. Amen, brother, amen. I have only 16 subscribers to this date because they want to be there. That's right. I was like that one for several years. I had very few, but the ones I had were faithful. Yes, faithful. I think Suzanne was one of my first, and Peggy, and Monet was the very first, and Gigi, and oh gosh, well, Penny, of course, but that was my little group, and I talked to them every day, and I loved it. Yes, it's because they want to be there. I almost never get comments. Oh well, c'est la vie. I love that. It goes on. I am still working a shamrock shawl. Oh, that should be interesting. Is that the color shamrock or the design of shamrock? I'm sure you'll show us on the next video. For the moment, there is nothing special but daily routine. Have a wonderful day. Well, you know, our daily routines are special to us. I mean, when I have my coffee in the morning, it is like tradition. And it's also just things that I do are important, and when I do them, and I love a schedule. And like you say, you know, YouTube can't control. They can cut us off and say something that they don't like. But looking at some of the things out there, I think we're pretty well protected unless they say anything to us. And anyway, they don't pay you enough, not unless you get in the big numbers, you know, to worry about it. Why work yourself to death? I've seen YouTubers say, I've got to take a break from YouTube. Because they're working so hard to get subscribers, when that's, to me, YouTube is showing people or sharing people information that can help them, that has helped you, that you want to relate to them. Either crocheting, making a shelf, cooking a meal, making a bed. I think the first tube video I ever saw was how to wash dishes. I believe it or not. Look it up. Yeah, very first YouTube I ever saw was this guy showing us how to wash dishes. Oh my. But it is true. And what's funny is he had a lot of views over the years. Of course, he was one of the first. But yeah, there's some out there. If you mention it, it's out there. It's a strange world. But you know, that's one of the exciting things about us living during this time. Not only can we have the knowledge that we've learned in our lives, but also the knowledge that we miss during our lives, and we can find focus on it through YouTube. You know, TV really doesn't, or cable really doesn't do anything but entertain us, but to really learn from others without picking up a book, and picking up a book's all right. But the other day, my sister sent me, Miss Monet, you know, Texas, my sister, sent a link to a movie, and this lady is knitting in the movie, and it's from 1923, and it's called The Black Dark House, or The Dark Black House. Anyway, so I watched that whole movie. She sent it to me from back in the day, and it was on YouTube, okay? And I watched the whole movie. And in the movie, this lady is knitting. I mean, she's knitting, yes, she's knitting. And she's got this project, and it must be a mile long. You know, she just keeps knitting it. And the guy who's in it, you probably know him. He used to be, you know, What's Your Line and all those kind of shows back in the 50s. But she says, if I understood, it was like a life project. Like if she had a blue day, she'd put blue. You know, if there was a wedding, she'd put white within the colors of the wedding and everything. It was sort of a diary for her. And she does 1 to 2 miles a year. I thought, that's hilarious. So I went back and replayed that section again where she's sitting there knitting her life. But I thought it was quite amusing. Quite amusing. And I thought, you know, we could do that. We could start our own Afghan, you know, or just a project, you know, just an ever-ending scraps or whatever, and make your Afghan a life. Like the year 2022, every day you put a color that relates to your day. It's just like a temperature blanket or anything else. But I thought it was quite clever, and my sister picked that up and sent it to me. And that's why I'm going to share it with you. So you need, I will work on putting the link at the bottom. If not, it's a black dark house, I think. Well, I'll try to put it in the link. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But she's just a knitting away. You'll enjoy it. Wait a minute, I gotta have a sip of coffee. I made my morning right there talking to y'all and having comments. Thank you for commenting. There were good comments today. I loved them. Loved them. I love what you're talking about and sharing, and we're all benefiting from that. And you silent majority out there. Y'all watch but never comment, but that's okay. When you want to comment, you will. Oh, you will. Yes. Well, we have to laugh at ourselves. My next big thing to work on today is I want to learn how to make conversation with a passive-aggressive child. I'm going to resource that. Of course, YouTube would be my resource. But there's got to be some information because I know that usually teenagers grow out of that passive-aggressive kind of lifestyle. But I'm just interested. I don't quite understand how they think, you know. So conversation for me with someone like that is very, very difficult. And it seems like anything that I say, it receives a snap back, you know, like rah, rah, rah. But the bad thing is what they're saying is backhanded. I don't know how to explain it to you, but I'm going to do some research today. If you've got any pointers on it besides avoiding the child. But I want to understand. I mean, I just want to understand how passive-aggressive thinks. because I don't understand why they don't want responsibility of what they do. They seem angry all the time. Nothing pleases them. They're above everything else, you know. Teenagers are like that. Sure, Mom. You know, just... But I don't know, you know, sometimes maybe that a person like myself with this child should only be an observer and not a conversationalist. You know, I looked up something yesterday, and I'll let you go. And it was conversation, because I was thinking about this topic that I just brought up to you to review. And so I just put in conversation. Well, this song came on, and it was, I couldn't figure out if it was a girl or a boy singing it, because the voice was not, you know, it was like a Michael Jackson kind of voice. You didn't know if it was a girl or a boy, you know, kind of voice. And I listened to the conversationalist, the song, the conversation. And it seems from the words in it, which are so true, says, why don't we just have a conversation? And it goes into how a person deals with trying to get someone to talk to them. But anyway, it was a good song, and I listened to it about 3 times. I said, this is interesting. So anyway, that's my ho for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I know you will. Yes, I think we all have to take the bumps, especially with our air conditioners. You never know how people treat us in that occupation, or any occupation that deals with service or anything, even going to the grocery store. We never know how much customer service we really think we're entitled to and what we really receive. Especially since we're old school. Keep smiling. Remember, God has you in the palm of His hand. Pray for the bees and the butterflies and for each other, because we're all in this big old world together until we're not. We're all right, Moms, if you got a little passive aggressive on the end, right? Or not. Okay, well, bye-bye. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for your comments today. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Bye-bye. I'm going to get back on this.